This evening, I asked the question, what is great and encouraging about Generation X and Alpha? And what about the younger generation gives cause for worry? Do stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Examine any profound event in the Bible or in the history of Christianity, and one is sure to recognize the consistently pivotal role of conversational interactions. We see this at play in Genesis, the first book, where through a series of conversations we witness the fall of our species and the expulsion from the Garden of Eden. The conversation between God and man, the conversation between man and woman, the conversation between the woman and the devil, and so on. At the Georgetown Tea House, we know the great importance and pivotal role that conversations often play in our lives on this earth. And thus, we will seek to engage in the types of conversations that are insightful, stimulating, and thought-provoking. And yes, occasionally a trifle boring. Our hope is that with each visit to the tea house, we can become better aware of who we are, of our relationship with God, and where we stand with each other and the rest of humankind. And yes, through it all, there will be music. For music, it had been written, is the food of love, and God is love. Join us every Monday evening on Facebook and YouTube Live for conversations at the Georgetown Tea House, a Gospel Side of Me production. Please, do bring along a cup of tea or a glass of your favorite juice.
We're back. Good evening and welcome to the Georgetown Tea House, a Gospel Side of Me production. My name is Marcel, and with me are Karen and Uncle Augie. And we welcome you. We're happy that you are here. We're happy that you've joined us. So do stay tuned. We have lots in store for you. And don't forget, don't be selfish this evening. Go ahead and share this broadcast. Go ahead, tell a friend. I asked you to bring a friend when you were gonna be here tonight. So I hope you're gonna be tagging somebody right now and telling a friend that the Georgetown Tea House is on. Karen, tell us what else is happening tonight.
Well, there's so many things happening tonight, Marcel. But we're going to have the children on again tonight. We had so many of them that we had to split them last week and this week. And I know that last week we had a great time. We had a grand time. We had a rollicking time last week. We were praising God. I know some parents were shouting when they were seeing those babies there. They had a great time. Hi, Arundella. I must say good night to my good friend Arundella B. Ram, purpose-driven Arundella. That's the name. Yes, I must say hello to her. Good evening. We used to be colleagues, we used to be classmates, and we're still friends today. So thank God for that. All right. Well, we want you to go ahead, share the live. We want you to press like. We want you to go ahead, share the live. Go on YouTube, go there, and I cannot say it like Cleon. He said, make sure that you press the notification bell so that you will be notified when we are live. Go ahead. We want to have as many persons as possible. We want you to hear from our babies because they have a voice too. And we want you to know as well that you can touch base with us. And if you have anything to offer, and we can feature you as well at the Georgetown Tea House. As I love to say, the tea housers. How many tea housers are in the house tonight. So if you're in the house, let's see some love. Let's see the cups. Let's hear what you're drinking. You know, I have my chamomile tea because I'm extremely tired. I want to sleep sound and good tonight. Mm.
Okay, so I'm having cinnamon haze. Karen,
Okay.
that sounds nice. Huh? Cinnamon haze. I mean, not just cinnamon, but
But
the
hey,
haze, right? I want to take this
it,
time.
it
I want
has
to
a
take this
to
time.
it.
It
Uh,
does. It
With my
certainly
lemon
does.
ginger.
What you having?
lemon ginger.
Lemon ginger again with some
Oh,
chamomile inside.
okay, good. You're giving it a little twist.
There you go.
All
Mm.
right. Just want to shout out some people. My very, very sweet friend is on. I call her my daughter now. I've adopted her, Denisha McCurchin. She's on. Thank you, Denisha. James, Pastor James, Lindsay, and everybody's on. Just tell us where you're coming from. James is in New York, Uniondale, New York. Good night, Tamika. So, you guys, don't forget, the conversation is going to be good. I'm telling you. I want your involvement. I want you guys to be welcome, Lurlin. I want you guys to be in the chat and talking back to us. All right, Uncle Augie,
Yes.
spice this thing up. Spice this thing up. Good night, Kimmy. Good night, Dion.
Marcel, you know, I don't plan to talk a whole lot tonight. I want the audience, I want them to be talking to us. We're going to read their comments. We are going to have a good time with them. All right?
There
So
you
just
go.
just just get ready if you're at work, if you're at home, on the couch, in the bedroom, wherever you are in the kitchen, making dinner, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we want your input tonight. We want to hear from all of you.
And when we come back, we'll ask Auntie Lurlin is in the house and she looks quiet. She's there looking all poised and quiet. And
You
we're
notice?
gonna make her talk. No, she's not sitting there idly.
No,
She looks
she was having a grand time tonight, Marcel. I can't deal.
okay. You know
I
something I don't. All right, Uncle Augie, take it away. Give us a song. Give us and our guests something really good.
There you go. Well, you heard it. You heard it. It's going down right now at Georgetown Tea House. It's the place to be every Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Don't forget
I
to
love it.
like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff because it's about to go down. Lift up the trumpet and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. Hear up, ye pilgrim, be joyful and sing. Jesus is coming again. Act like you know he's coming again. He's coming again. Jesus is coming again. Echoing hilltops, proclaim it ye plain. Jesus is coming again. Coming in glory, the Lamb that was slain. Jesus is coming again. Coming again. He's coming again. Jesus is coming again. Heavens of earth tell the vast wondering throng. Jesus is coming again. Tempests and whirlwinds and anthems prolong. Jesus is coming again. Come on and let me sing now. He's coming again. Coming again. Jesus is coming again. You know the nations are angry, by this we do know that Jesus is coming again. Knowledge increases, men run to and fro. Jesus is coming again. Coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again. One more time, he's coming again. Coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again. You know he's coming again. You gotta make sure you're ready. You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute.
Oh yes,
There you
yes.
go.
So I
There
got
you
so
go.
excited. Jesus is coming again, and I was just about to just talk out my head. So thank you so much again. Indeed, Jesus is coming again. That's a very very beautiful song. Whenever I hear that song, Augie, it sends me back to crusade. You know, there's some songs when you hear them,
Yes,
you
yes,
kind of
yes.
think crusade, you kind of evangelism and the kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're happy that you're here, and we have a very interesting topic for tonight. Auntie Karen, do you like this topic?
I am thinking it sounds a little interesting. And so, like I said, I am not going to do much talking. I want to hear from the audience. And because we're going to hear from them, I think I would say, yes, I like the topic.
What about you, Larlene?
I do like the topic. Actually, I posted something facetiously last night about Isaac. I was wondering how is it Isaac was so compliant to lie on the altar to allow his dad to sacrifice him. And if it were my daughter, she would have asked a million questions, and my son would have gone running long time.
Exactly. There you go.
So
Interesting comment. Interesting analogy. Yep.
yes,
Yes.
I think it's
Generations. Definitely.
You know, learning, when you said that, right? I remember, I think I was writing something and I said that Isaac had to really be a part of whatever was going on because we would have asked. I mean, he asked one little question, but still he didn't rebel. He didn't put up a fight. Okay, this is what my daddy's saying, and so I'm going to go ahead with it. And like Lurlin said, her son was going to be scooting, and her daughter
Exactly.
was going to ask a million questions.
So,
But I'm not even thinking about them. I'm thinking about us, what
all right.
we would have done.
Exactly. So hold that thought. Hold that
You
same
know?
thought. Hold it. And don't forget that we have our children that we're featuring tonight. They're the ones who's doing the special music for us. So while you ponder on this question that we're going to be having tonight, I'm going to introduce some of our children. So the first one up are Alex and Aaron. You're talking with Isaac. Alex and Aaron Christie, who happens to be my cousins. And you see, singing runs in the blood. Notice I'm playing them first. Music comes in the blood. Music runs in the blood.
you're being biased.
Do I take it that you're being biased?
I-
Here we go, Lurlin.
She is.
Don't
Just
forget-
call it as it is.
See, don't forget, guys, and listen, guys. You need to really cheer these children on. These children are the future singers for Jesus' kingdom, and so I want you to make sure you put in fires in the chat.
Marcel,
So they know that
I don't want you to say future, but they are now. It's happening now. They are
exactly,
our singers
exactly,
now. I don't want to hear,
exactly.
oh, they're future leaders. They are already leading.
There
We
you
saw
go.
the two young people that we had, the two children we had last week. We saw how great they are,
Exactly.
so
Yes.
they are
So,
our leaders.
Child
and the
Huh?
song
advocate.
that
We
they're
hear
doing
you.
is a song that, yes, I heard that.
I didn't hear you, Lurlin.
Said, okay, child advocate, we hear you.
I like
Thank
it.
you.
Yes, and they're doing a song that you're going to hear twice. And why? Because when it's nice, you play it twice. All right?
Rap,
So,
rap, rap.
yes.
This song is entitled A Gift to You. Everything I am, everything I am, everything I'll be, everything I'll be. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. And do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do is a gift to you. Everything I have, everything I have, all you've given me, all you've given me, I give it to you, Lord.
There you go.
I like that.
Yes, all that they have, they give in to the Lord. All right. Karen, I want to hear from Uncle Augie, but we have our children to
Hold
go
on.
into.
Before we go to Uncle Augie, you know, I mean, Lerlin said child advocate, but you know, when the boys, especially, as I
Yes.
said to somebody, when the boys are singing, I am excited. When the boys graduate, I am even more excited.
It's
When the
true.
boys give their lives to Christ, man, I am screaming because it's I think it's a little difficult to get them to do certain things. And so we need to see some fire, some love hearts, some claps. We need to see some things going on in this chat for these two young men.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. Come on, man. You all cannot do that. Let's see the hearts. Let's see the fire. Give it up for them. Give it up for them. I give it to you, Lord. I mean, come on.
Oh, you see, they're
Come
cute.
on.
Look at this.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, they are. Right. Cheer them on. Encourage them. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So you could go ahead now, Marcel.
Yes. Thank you for that, Auntie Karen. Um, and then we have little Adena. Now, Karen, you know Adena. So talk a
Adia,
little
Adia. Oh,
Adena.
that yes, Adia. She's all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, and she's usually on the story time. She would be there. So we're going to encourage her, and again, we are asking to see the love hearts for the children, their children. Cheer them on, encourage them. This is the beginning of their singing career. So let's go. Let's
Stand for Jesus, your friends about to die, but nothing is dead or behind. So there is Lazarus in the tomb, and Santa lost goodbye, but coming down the road was Jesus right on time. So just hold on, my child, because he not far away, and he knows your need before you
Oh yes.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
Yes,
yes.
yes. He
Oh
is
yes.
right on time. So
Yes.
some of you, you may be struggling, you may be wondering where Jesus is, and little Adia just reminded us that Jesus is right on time. You just look ahead and you notice she had a little watch. He's right on time,
Oh, oh yes.
and
Because
when
you
your
know
feet
how she
get
motivated her
weary,
voice.
oh yes, oh yes. I
I like
mean,
that
that
attitude.
intonation was right there. I mean, come on. She had
Yes, Uncle
personality.
Augie. Oh
She had
yes.
everything. Come on, give it up for Adia. Let's see the hearts, the claps, the everything, the fire. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I mean, we cannot be that Marcel. She
No,
is
we can't.
reminding us. I mean,
Yeah.
I am so grateful for that reminder.
Yes. Uncle
Yes.
Augie. Uncle
I'm
Augie
telling you,
anxious.
the attitude and the spunk, it's all there, and she's giving it all for Jesus. I love it. I love it.
All right. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Jesus is the light, I'm gonna let him shine. Jesus is the light, I'm gonna let him shine. Jesus is the light, I'm gonna let him shine. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine.
Oh
Oh
yes.
yes.
I got a new
Oh,
verse.
You know,
I didn't know that version. Uncle Lucky, I'm so sorry, but
Lauren, did you know that version?
I didn't.
This is the
I
last
didn't.
verse.
But
You know
but
that,
but you
Lauren?
know, no, but you know what? She's not saying this little light of mine.
No.
What is she saying? What is she saying?
I
I
heard
know.
it.
Ah,
I know.
Just light 'em up.
No, 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 no. She said something specific. I was listening to her the other night. And I
mm-hmm.
mean, she said Jesus is the light, right? But before that, she said this little light of mine is like if Jesus is like if she is the light, um, singing
If
for
if if
Jesus.
if we could can we get that just the first part of it? Just the first part of it.
All
Is
right,
it
hold on.
possible?
Yes,
Is
hold
it
on.
possible,
Yes,
please?
hold on.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let him shine.
Oh,
Yes,
she said
yes,
this light of
yes.
mine. I'm gonna let
Let
him
him, yes,
shine.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Oh, light of mine. I'm
Exactly.
gonna let him shine. Oh yes.
Exactly. So it's a totally different, I'm thinking it's a different song. So it's not this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let him
Him
shine.
shine. Yeah.
Yes.
That's deep. That's
And
Yeah.
then the next verse said, Jesus is the light.
And I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna let
let
him
him
shine. I
shine.
mean, I think that's so beautiful. And I must let you know that's my little niece, okay?
Oh
That's
yes. You
my
see?
niece, yes.
You see how the story coming out?
by a three.
Uncle Augie, you
I
love
mean,
that one, right?
I love the children. I love them all. And I think that they're so brave and they're beautiful. They're courageous. I mean, we just got to give it up for them. We just got to encourage them. Let's just encourage them. Thank you
Definitely.
to those parents who are leading them to Christ.
Yes. Yes.
Train them up in the way that they should go. Train
Right.
them up. Oh,
Definitely.
yes. Uncle
Guys,
Augie, I'm
don't
sorry.
forget.
You can take over.
No, go ahead.
Don't forget, guys, to like the broadcast. Make sure you hitting the like button. Make sure you're sharing with your friends. Don't come here alone, man. We want to see you and your friends, your father, your mother, your children. Bring them out. Let them have a good time. I am drinking my tea as well. You're in the tea house, so we're having tea. All right.
Tonight I'm doing a little better, Marcel. I'm halfway of my cup.
There
I
you go.
am.
That's the thing.
So by the time we get to April, I might be drinking an entire cup of tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then here is Ariana.
Every single cell in my body is happy. Every single cell in my body is good. I thank you, Lord. I feel so good. Every single cell in my body is good. I thank you, Lord. I feel so good. Every single cell in my body is good.
Woo.
Every single cell, you know.
Every single cell in
Oh
my
my
body
God,
is
it's
good.
good.
I thank you, Lord. Da, 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 da. Oh,
Listen, and
yeah.
she just having, I mean, she just feels good and she's going to let the whole world know how good she feels.
Everything.
Thank you so much, baby girl.
Oh, that's my
Ariana.
goddaughter. That's my goddaughter now.
Oh, you see how this story coming out?
That's
Mm-hmm.
my goddaughter, people. Woo, woo, woo. She put a
Yes.
smile on
That's
my
why
face.
you're
Yes,
showing off
Auntie
now.
Karen. Woo, woo, woo. Girl, that's not half alone I'm showing. That's all. That's all. Yeah. Every single cell in my body is good. I thank
Yes.
you, Lord. Oh my. Oh my. Just give it up for Ariana Patty. Yes, yes, yes. Woo. Good. You can
Yes, I
take it
just want to
away,
shout
Uncle
out my,
Augie.
my colleague from work. Thank you, Abraham, for tuning in to the Georgetown Tea House. It's always so good to see you. Thanks, brother. All right, moving on, moving along. Guys, don't forget we have an interesting conversation coming right up. So stay tuned. You have to participate. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. Oh Lord. Um,
Everything I am, everything I am, everything I'll be, everything I'll be. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. I'll do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do, it's a gift to you. Everything I have, everything I have, all you given me, all you given me. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. I do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do, as a gift to you. Everything I am, everything I am, all you given me, all you given me. I give it to you, Lord. I give it to you, Lord. I do it thankfully, thankfully. Every song I sing, every praise I bring, everything I do, it's a gift to you. It's a gift to you.
oh la la.
All right, all right. Look, Marlene, smile. Look, you smile. Look, you smile. Look, gosh.
Y'all know I claiming them too. Yeah.
Listen, Liam, listen, man, listen. Oh my goodness, I am speechless. I was laughing right through, guys. These two kids, I am telling you, that was so beautiful, Lurlin. You did a really, really good job in with these children.
Hold on, these children has come to sip and snuggle with Auntie Karen, you know. So I'm claiming,
Showing off.
I'm claiming them too.
Stop showing off. Stop
I
showing
am,
off.
I am
That was
claiming
so
them.
lovely. Uncle
Yes,
Augie.
yes.
Uncle Augie, look at the snuggles. You see how they snuggling up?
Oh yeah. As I put
Yes,
in the
yes.
comments, they're inseparable from now.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes.
But Liam
Yeah,
is a boss, you know. Liam
he
is a
is.
boss.
I tell
Yeah,
Gordon
was
all the time.
finished. See, he was flying his plane.
Did you hear is a gift to you? I can't even sing. But you heard that voice. You heard how she came down. You heard how they came down.
Mhm.
So, so, so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Lurlin. Thank
Great
you,
Shirley.
job, though.
Lurlin.
Great job.
Thank you
Don't be a
so
great job.
much for that.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Alicia. Little man is a session.
Oh, I know. I know. Thank you guys for tuning in. You're tuned in to the Georgetown Tea House, a gospel side of me production. Don't forget to share the live. I'm happy to see my friends on YouTube. Janelle, Percival, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. We're happy that you're here. Kim Dundas is on YouTube tonight. There you are, Kim. I see you, and now you're on Facebook. There you go. You're all over the place. We love you. We love you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share the link. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we're on next. All right. We still have our conversation coming, and then we have one last little girl. And this little girl is also my cousin. Showing off. Showing off. I can't help
No,
myself.
I was
Augie,
wondering if it's my little cousin or something. So
can't
you
help
claim her
myself.
early. That's all
Can't
right,
help myself.
Marcel.
I put it
Uncle
out there so that you don't
Augie,
see her.
you need to get somebody to show off. Because the two of them just showing all. You need to get
Exactly.
somebody to show off in this place.
Watch this. Listen to this.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious dear that grace appeared. The hour I first believed. To many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. This grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. The Lord has promised good to me. His word, my hope secure. He will my shield and portion be, as long as
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
You see, I'm telling you, I want to see that. I want to see these claps in this chat. I'm not seeing this chat. Amazing Grace, definitely.
I was busy
Yes,
putting mine
yes.
in. Amazing Grace with an amazing voice, I tell you.
Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
yes, oh
Come
yes.
on,
Thank you
people,
so
come
much.
on. Give the
Thank you
love,
so
give the
much,
love.
Jada. Oh yes, it runs in the family. Yeah, yes, Karen. You know what it is. You know what it
Give the
is.
love. Come on. Give the children the
Thank you so
hearts,
much,
the fire,
Jada.
the clap. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. Thank you, Purpose Driven Arundella. Come on. Come on. Where is
Thank
Karen
you so
Wells and
much.
Kim Dundas and Alistair and all the others? Come on. Give it
Thank
up
you
for
so
them.
much,
Thanks,
guys,
Merlin. Thank you.
for
Thank
giving
you.
our children the love. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Or you gotta not deal with the one, deal with the other.
Okay, Uncle Augie can play something for us.
No, we're ready. We're ready for
Okay.
the question. I have the question here, guys. And so I have a scenario for you guys, for my friends in the chat and for our panel. All right. Let's imagine for just a moment that we're in 1988 and COVID strikes. How do we and the church react? It's 1988 and COVID strikes. Right now we want to go to church, but there's Zoom and there's all these other things, platforms that we can still worship. We can still stay in touch with all the different mediums. But it's 1988. And how do we handle it? How do we react?
1988. No
Some
cell phone.
we
No,
might be in bare trouble.
yes,
Cause
I'm in my teens. I'm about 15,
And
16.
the internet wasn't even all of that in Guyana at that time. So
no,
I'm thinking we would have been crashing.
yeah.
Uh, 1988. We accustomed playing gum in the yard and all these things outside, skipping and stuff like that. 1988.
Yeah, currently,
I might
you
be
might have
small,
been about
so
15 at the time.
Huh?
You might have been about
Yeah.
15 at the time.
Yeah, but I still used to play in the yard at that time. Still
maybe we would have had to use the
playing.
radio
Jeez. And then, but remember the electricity used to be so
on and
not
off.
working, not working for us in Guyana. The electricity was not so friendly with us.
Yeah, but we're accustomed. We're dealing primarily with the fact that we are going to church. We are Christians and we have to go to church on Saturdays or on Sundays. There's no more church because like we know we got a social distance and everything else. What kinds of what would they do then
Wow.
to make sure
Uncle
that
Uncle
we're
Uncle
able to?
Augie is so puzzled.
I was trying to figure. Okay, then I remembered. Wait a minute.
Guys
Okay,
in the chat,
I
I want you to
graduated.
answer as well. It's 1988, and
The cell phones at that time,
we don't
you
have.
paying
No, there was
no,
no
but
cell phone.
if cell phones were in Guyana at that time, no, they were not.
No, they were not. There was no.
They
No,
were
no,
not
no. Because
because
the
because
internet, they said it was according to the history. They said in 1997 is when the internet was commercialized.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you had those cell phones, you pay for incoming and outgoing calls in Guyana at that time.
But
Hmm.
not in 80 nothing. There was no cell phone. Not even we had cell phones.
So
When I
so
graduated, there was no
so.
cell phones whatsoever. We were busy
Oh,
back
Marcel, I
then.
don't know how we were going to cope. We have lots of things in the chat. Let's see if
Yes,
they're going to help
yes,
us.
yes,
Somebody said just now we would have met. I
yes,
mean, as
yes.
Guyanese,
Kim,
we would have probably sorry, don't let's
yes,
say this.
go
We
ahead,
would have
Lourdes.
probably broken protocol and meet up and have a little.
A
But
little gathering.
Kim,
yeah.
Kim is saying that we would have, Victoria Church is a very knitted church. So she's saying that you might have still met up, but we would have had to be very careful. Let me see what else somebody is saying.
We are the church, and so individually we would have to continue to build that relationship with God. Our bodies are the temple, and worship continues. Pray, trust, and have faith. Hmm.
Yes, but
I think
now,
the mindset back then would have inhibited us from actually doing this because our mindset back then was that going to church in the building was the all in all. We never thought that there will come a time when, we can't go to church. Some people fight for their seat in church, you know? Church was it. So being home now, that would have been like a big thing, I believe, because of how our mindset was in terms of our concept of church. Now we know what purpose driven is saying, that church is not the building, church is you and me.
Mhm. I think it would have been a little difficult for us to cope, Marcel.
okay,
I think so because remember, even we're talking church here, right? At that
yes,
time, every Saturday night we were accustomed to social, not
oh
every
yes,
other Saturday night, every Saturday night. And
yes,
so it would have been difficult for us to cope. Even and if we were to reflect, only a few persons had those big telephones that you would hear cring, cring, cring. Not too many persons had those. And so sometimes when you meet up with your friend at church Saturday, then you have to wait. Sunday, you'll see your friend at Pathfinder Club. Then Wednesday night, not everybody would go to church Wednesday night. So then you have to wait until next Sabbath again. So I personally believe it would have been difficult for us to cope with that. I don't think we actually had that all that coping skills as we have now. I don't think
okay.
so.
I was thinking that maybe, for example, if you had, there are few ministers who, think outside the box. We in the village, accustomed to hearing the, we call them the people that ring the bell.
The Salvation Army.
No, no, no.
Sexton.
They call the people that ring the bell normally give you like messages. They would
Oh,
ring.
okay, okay.
I forget the name they call them, but maybe, just maybe, I'm thinking somebody might have either been doing that to hook up at a ground, maybe utilizing a lot of the so you're still meeting, but you're utilizing the grounds, all the different playgrounds around the villages or the city or wherever you're living, you know. I'm also thinking that you remember back then too, they used to use a lot of
The
the PA,
horns.
the
The
PA,
megaphone.
the PA system that you would speak into.
Hmm.
The megaphone.
Right, right,
Bullhorn.
right. So maybe you go up to a place like, for example, the line top. On the East Coast, we say the line top. You go on the line top, and
So you're saying that the people in Georgetown would have gone to Coffee Square?
I thinking so. I'm saying that.
How y'all coming out? How you coming out of your house and
But
it's
then if it's
open?
a
I
lockdown,
But the thing is,
Marcel.
yeah, but I'm thinking. No, I'm just thinking of ways that we can still have a service, for example, right? Because if let's say the car is parked on the line top, and we come out by our windows, because remember the community is a small community. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. If you
Okay.
think that that would have been something that people do all throughout the country,
So
what do
the
you think,
whole
Uncle Augie?
the whole community went to the same church.
Well, no, that's the
Okay,
thing.
stop.
But I'm thinking, Uncle Augie, like the, that's a good question. But no, I'm thinking everybody utilizing the same methods.
Uncle Augie, she's only thinking for the people at Victoria Church, you know.
Yeah. But I
Remember,
think
remember
about
somebody said
Victoria.
Victoria Church is a small church. That was her church, you know.
Yeah. Look, somebody is
Yes, Karen,
saying,
show off.
Janelle is saying reading a lot. At that time we read a lot because even television wasn't so much a part of our lives. And we have some more comments in the chat.
Yes, I'm
Um,
going to them.
uh-huh.
Abigail
You
had
can read them out,
something.
learning.
Abigail had something in there that that
Yeah,
piqued
I'm
my
gonna bring it up
interest.
too. Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna bring it up too.
It would have been a recipe for disaster, Karen said, because I am sure all of the info we have now would have been readily available, and we probably would have and caused chaos. So it would not have been readily available because somebody said earlier that we didn't have social media and that kind of access to news worldwide. So it would have been a lot of chaos, and especially in Ghana, where, I mean, the whole, like you said, people would have probably still be meeting, even though, I mean, it's 2021 and people still meeting. So you could
Exactly.
imagine if it was back then, it would have been chaos.
Yep. This is Abigail's comment. Karen, you can go ahead and read it.
Karen, you could see.
I do not think the struggle.
Good question.
You want me to read it for you?
Go ahead, Lurleen. Thank you. No, Lurleen, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're playing young. Anyway, I do not think the struggle would have been any more unique than it is now. We are very resilient. The family was the cornerstone of our existence, not social media. We had blackout concerts. I imagine that we would have worshipped as a family. We would have had someone on speaker coming through the street to guide us. I think we would have adapted. Okay. I
All
like
right.
Beautiful. Oh yes. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Abigail.
Thank you so much
yeah.
for that, Abby. Thank you so much for
But
that.
what about those? What about those families that didn't have all that little,
That one close.
blackout blackout concerts and stuff like that? Then what?
Then we would have had to yell to our neighbor and say, listen, from one step to the next, maybe from one veranda to the next, you yell out. I don't know.
And I'm
Be
thinking too,
creative.
Ephesus Church did not have a lot of people going there who came from Adventist homes. A lot of the members from Ephesus Church came from non-Adventist homes. So the little children basically would have been on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uncle Augie, what's your take?
But then think about it. We are
Yeah.
putting a 2020 twist on what would have happened then. Back then, how would they have gotten the news to everybody that this thing is going on the way it is now? The thing that is hyping this up is the media. So we wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
hype, because if you look back in the early 1900s, early 1800s, even down to the early 1700s, they had some form of this type of flu going on
There
since back
was,
then, and they
definitely.
managed. So we can't put the 2020 twist on it and say, well, how would we have done? Who would have made that announcement to say we locking down what country? Where?
Exactly. Yes, it's a very difficult situation to think about, and how we would have actually managed, right? Thank you, Karen, so much. The village crier. Yes, that was the name I was trying to remember. So, guys, thank you for your comments so far. We still have some time to go. So go ahead, and it's still time to invite a friend, and we'll be right back. Refresh your tea if it's all gone. Thank you so much for staying with us. Um, Uncle Augie, I have a question. When we talk about this generation, we talk about what is good about this generation, right? One of the things I noticed was that this generation, I don't know. This is just to my knowledge that
Mhm.
for the very first time, this generation is teaching us. No other generation, back then, we were the ones who taught them. But for the first time, to my knowledge, we're being taught by this generation.
Maybe that's what's going wrong now.
No, for example, no, the teaching in terms of teaching us essential things. For example, how to navigate the computer. A lot of people, everything is done online. Everything now is done online. So nobody, and a lot of parents, a lot of us, are not tech savvy.
Okay, so the way I would address that is we would tend to say that the children now are smarter and they do things a lot better and they grasp things a lot faster. But when we do a comparative analysis and see what we at their age used to do, so now if you put a 12-year-old now inside of the kitchen to handle it, you might end up getting locked up unless they're one of those, what do they call it, childhood prodigies who just so happen to be in a baking family. But the average child coming up now doesn't handle the things that we used to do, which was cooking, cleaning, and all those things. But they're very good on the computer.
Hmm.
So that means they're adapting to what they have at their disposal.
What do you think, Lurlin?
I am
The fact,
thinking. Go on. You're muted.
the fact that they're the ones who that are teaching us now essential services.
Yeah, I think, and I'm seeing that an explosion whenever you go into certain services like the banks, these kind of commercial, technological kind of places. You find more younger people being employed in these places and who are serving you, even, and then there is still also from another standpoint, there is still also a deficit, even though there is technological advancement and they're probably more their aptitude for technological advancement is greater than it was for us. I am still seeing a deficit in many areas because um, I think there is like this similarity in terms of that part of that generation that is struggling as well. So even though they're younger, I still have to teach them how to manipulate the technology, how to do this, how to do that. They're more, what should I say? Like, I don't want to use the word lackadaisical. They're more free then. They're more free in how they live, how they see the world, and so on. And so, even though they have that edge in terms of understanding the technology better and so on, because they have more of these and so on and so forth, I think there's still a deficit, so to speak, in terms of morality, in terms of ethics, in terms of just basic manners and so on. And that lack also reflects on us or the older generation who are probably not teaching them enough or becoming more lenient as the time advances. If you get me.
Karen, you want to respond to what Lauren said?
You understand what I'm saying?
I am not sure if I was. The question you asked is in terms of them teaching us.
Yes, that now they're the ones who are teaching us some essential things. Like for example, we're all on the in order to get a lot of the whether it's a pay slip, whatever it is that we need now, everything that
Okay.
we need require online.
I think I was kind of following learning a little bit. Now, is probably yes, they have these devices to their at their disposal, right? But then in terms of being responsible in using them, is that you were talking about learning? Being responsible in using the devices, they still need the guidance, even though we are not sure how to navigate. Like, for instance, if I need something on my cell phone, I might have to call Renika or Renise to say, well, okay, I need you to show me this because I've been struggling with it for a long time. But then she might just take the phone and say, Mommy, all you got to do is this. And I am not seeing what is the this that I have to do. But in no time, she gets it. However, in terms of them getting information and the kind of information that they are putting out there, I think there is where we come in, that learning was trying to talk. There is where we come in now in letting them know, well, okay, this is not the kind of information that you would put on social media, or this is not the, or this is this is how we should be texting. For instance, if we go back to the texting, these whole little short ways and all kind of things, and we're lost when we see WYD. Is like, what is the meaning of WYD? And so Renisha has to say, Mommy, oh, that's what you're doing. Like, really? you
Yes,
know
when I asked the question, I remember talking to one of our friends that was usually on the chat, and she said she had some, and she's a teacher, and she said she had to submit some stuff, to submit some assignments, and she had no idea how to navigate the platform. So that was where the question came from, as well. Yes.
I was thinking too that even though um, they are they know this thing, okay, they know how to manipulate it and so on. I think too, because of the advancements of technology, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There is a lot of things that are not accurate in terms of life, in terms of generally. And so they they kind of suck in a lot of that in terms of the misinformation and inaccuracy. So we know, or let me, I talk like I'm old. I'm not old, people. Okay, um, the older generation now would have
Karen, say
Karen
Karen
and
them.
Marcel and Uncle Augie would have to
The
would
disrespect.
have to teach them now. Well, okay, this is not, even though you hear this, like in some of my classes, you would hear the children saying, so what are some protective methods you use in terms of safe sexual methods? The children would tell me, ma'am, a plastic bag. And the first time I heard it, I go, what? But that's what they're exposed to. So the older generation, me, would have to say to them now, well, a plastic bag is not really a good method to protect yourself, or the Kool-Aid bags. And I'm wondering, a Kool-Aid bag? And then my mind starts to wonder, okay, how is that even possible? So then you now have to educate them. And somebody said earlier that we are more willing to talk about these things freely
Yes.
as opposed to back then.
Yes, that was Arundel. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but learning, and I understand that because, like I was talking about the typing, right? Now the students may be sending in a piece of assignment. They have to upload the assignment. Now, when you look at the way in which this assignment is being typed, it's like no paragraphing. Um, they have a big U in the middle there, just the way that they're going to text to their friends. Now, mind you, it's going to be done very quickly. They might meet the time, the deadline that you have there, but then the content of it, all right, the content of it. Marcel, you're talking to us. I'm not sure. Okay.
No, go
Right.
ahead.
So the content, so here it is. They can teach us how to upload a file. They can teach us how to save a file. They can teach us how to put all these pieces together in one file. They can do that. They can teach us how to take a picture and take out the background that you don't want. They can do that kind of thing. But then we still need to pay close attention to what they're doing because they still need the guidance.
But of
They
course,
still need
yes, that doesn't does that their our dependence on them as it relates to technology doesn't negate the fact that they need us for other things for guidance. Yes, definitely not. Definitely not.
I mean,
I
Um,
must
look at it.
say, sorry.
yes, Ogloggy, go
You
ahead.
look at it where, like, okay, I'm a technical guy, so if I give something to my children to okay, show me how to swipe to do all this, they can show that. But what they will be lacking is the high and low signals that I learned when I went to technical school. So yes, they know how to operate what's in front of them, but I know the back end behind it. They're missing the binary numbers, they're missing all the things that how did it get to there? So yes, they can swipe through and go through and okay, get this done quick. But it's just like right now, if you go to your phone and you pull up a number, they can get to that number real quick. Oh, just touch this and boom, it goes right there for them. Meanwhile, when we were growing up, what you had to use, you knew everybody's number from your head. So when you now it's a balance of okay, well you're just practicing what you're taught. But if this is taken away from you, if technology dies today, who survives?
Exactly. Uncle Augie, you said something that's so, and I see Auntie Karen just shaking her head because as recent as maybe 2010, I had all these numbers stored. I had We had phone cards like in Guyana, and so we used to memorize these phone cards. I
Hmm.
mean, I think it's 12 or something numbers, and you memorize those things just to make your little overseas calls and whatever,
Right.
right? And it's crazy now you cannot remember at all. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say this on national
Marcel,
TV. I'm gonna say
Marcel,
this.
well, hold on. Now you're saying that, right? I remember when I went to the University of Guyana. When you go by the little thing to make it to punch in your number, you have to be very, very careful
Yes,
because if the person behind you happens to see your fingers there, by the time you're ready to go and punch your number again,
exactly.
everything gone.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know,
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. And it's crazy. We cannot remember. I know my mom's number. I know Andy's number because I've known it for years. I had to learn my son's number. I had to deliberately learn it. And I'm telling you, I took days to learn that number.
all the shortcuts, all the
It
shortcuts.
Right.
is
I can't
crazy.
even
But
remember my number properly. I
I
don't
didn't
remember.
hear.
Huh?
I said I can't even remember my number properly.
And
Sometimes
that's
I
because you
put in
don't
the
dial
number
the
and
number.
I'm like, okay, I could send you a WhatsApp and so you could see my number and then, you know.
It's crazy. Abigail asked a question earlier. She said she was concerned about the alpha generation, right? Which is from 2013 to 2025. I don't know what aspect of it she was referring to. She was talking about. Here is her question. Here is what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this generation is even more impatient and but
And we're
they're
gonna come to
also
that.
up
I'm gonna
here.
Yes. Hold that thought, Lurleen.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Yeah.
When I saw this, um, it brought me back to Karen. You remember when I mean, all of us migrated, but let's say, or even now, um, somebody in Guyana, me, you, Augie in Guyana, and the three of us, one in Canada, one in England, one in the US here, right? We had to be writing to each other via snail mail, and snail mail took weeks
Hmm.
to come. But
Sometimes
then
it was misplaced while it going.
this depending
Right.
if it had money in it. But that's another story, right? But it took forever to come. And when we would look out every day, we would be looking out for this mail, right? And as a friend of mine said, that when the letter finally came, you read it every day, right? And it kept you in tune with what was going on with the person, and you slept on it. Whatever the person was to you. In our case, we're very, very good friends, right? So I was brought up to date. Now it
Mm-hmm.
is just a click, a WhatsApp message, and then if you saw the WhatsApp message, if I know that you read the WhatsApp message and you didn't respond in time, now it's another story too. But now it's so instantaneous.
Hmm.
And the generation like Abigail and Sandra was referring to, and then Lorna was about to talk about it. The impatience of today's generation,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't think that I don't know what you guys think. I don't think that they'll be able to wait. I think that would be something else.
Remember
But
when the
honest,
first set of computers came out, when that thing logged on, it had a little dot that used to go across, and just to load took at least 15, 20 minutes. But that was fast. Now this computer that I have now, 20 seconds from completely off, 20 seconds, boom, I could be in another country.
Mm-hmm.
Let the internet lag and see what happens.
but for
You
me,
know,
I was going to say when you were talking about the snail mail, I would prefer
Yes.
somebody, even today, I would prefer somebody to write me a letter than to send me a WhatsApp. To me, it has more meaning,
meaning.
and for you to take your time to write something, it would mean a lot,
Right.
so y'all write me letters, okay? Good.
No, I'm
But
telling you, I'm doing that.
You were talking about writing the letters, but for me, and I am very sorry, but for my friends, they know don't send me these forward messages. Don't send them to
Oh,
me.
Oh,
You
oh,
would see the blue tick. You would see any according to I would usually say you see the blue tick, white tick, dark tick, whatever tick. Don't send them to me because I am not reading them.
they're very
I
important.
pre- I prefer
very important.
you to now my thing is it might be some valuable pertinent information that you really want me to get from that. But since I see forward, uh-uh, don't do that to me.
But you see what I
But
usually do, not cutting you, Karen. If I'm sending Karen a forwarded note, I would say, I don't usually send you forwarded stuff.
no, she
I
would
would put
make
that
sure
in.
The disclaimer,
I
you
would
put a
put that
disclaimer.
in.
she
Yes,
does.
I
She
know,
does.
I don't usually send
She
forwarded
does.
stuff, but this one is good, and you must listen or you must read,
Yeah.
She
I make
does. She
sure,
does.
But
yes.
listen, and look, Sandra is saying they are always bored and expect you to entertain them. This here blows my mind is as though I am the clown, I am the entertainer. Mommy, I bored. Mommy, I bored. I'm like, oh, you have toys, you have games, you have coloring book, you have this, you have that. Back in the day, I told my daughter I had one. I don't even think I had a dolly. Maybe one dolly. I used to play with drinks, corks. And the mud in the yard was my food. And I used to eat the food sometimes. But these children always bored. I bored. Mommy, why could do next? Why could do next? I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. You want to read what Dion is saying?
We are all talking about social media technology in the world. What we need to know that Satan have a way of distracting young people and us away from Christ so that we have no time to think anymore. Before we sin every day, so we must be careful with this worldly act of Satan. I guess they're talking about the technology. And
Yes,
technology does have
About
that
yes,
pull.
I think she's talking
Yeah,
about.
right.
yeah, it has that pull.
It certainly does, because I'm gonna tell you something. The phone, my phone. No, I might have it on vibrate because I don't have my phone on ring Seldom. And when I'm watching television, watching the news or something, and my phone lights up, right? And my eye automatically goes like this. I'm looking at once it lights up, it's announcing that the message is there, and I'm looking no matter what I'm doing. I'm looking at the thing, so it has all of us. It has all of us trapped. Yes, it has its good its values in terms of education, and it keeps us informed and
And
everything.
then,
But
Marcel, just to say this, when we were talking about the letters and the messages and all of that, when we look at those WhatsApp messages, they have a way in which they bring over the wrong tone for some reason. So when that was Sandra just now, she was talking about Satan has a way of
no, that was Dion. That was
that was
Dion.
Dion, right?
Yes.
So for me, if you're gonna send me the message, just be careful, because I don't know what goes on WhatsApp sometimes, but it has a way of bringing over the wrong message, and sometimes I might read the wrong tone, or you might read the wrong tone, and it wasn't intended to come over like that, and it comes over. I don't know what Satan does with it in between there, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
but whatever.
because sometimes when we type stuff in our minds, our intent is not to disrespect or to get and send over any negative vibe. But when the message goes through to the other person, because they're not connecting with us and seeing our expression, our facial and
Mhm.
so on, they get the wrong message. I remember this week I sent out this week or last week, I sent out one of my messages, and somebody said to me, "Oh, you have to be careful with that, eh?" Because what I did, I attached to the message, I said, have a beautiful day, and contact someone and share some love. So the person said, "You better be careful that somebody don't read that in the wrong way." And I'm like,
Yes,
but
ma'am. But come on,
I'm
man.
thinking, I am
I
thinking,
mean,
but you know me. I mean, I attach a whole God message there, but you can think I am
because
doing
they might
this.
nasty.
They're minding the gutter
They might
learning.
in the gutter.
No,
They might
They're
but
in the
gonna
I
gutter.
understood the
interpret the way
person,
they feel.
right? Yeah,
I mean, I
but
know how things can be. But check this out. Check this out, Karen.
Mhm. They are growing up in a world where cyberbullying is a norm. They want immediate gratification. They are the generation of the iPad. They are not grounded in the church. The lines between human rights and Christian values are blurred.
it is.
It's a generation that needs guidance, in my opinion. So true, Abigail.
So then the
Yes.
question is asked, do we continue to give our children this type of technology, or do we slowly try
Oh
to
Lord.
push them away from it?
Well,
But the
mine.
question is, remember now, Augie, they need it to be in the classroom now. They
Right.
Yes,
need it
but
to
there is
be.
where, but there is where they, in terms of putting guideline, how
Right.
the parental guides, parental, making sure
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
you don't want certain things, right,
Yeah,
come into play for us. But the
yeah.
thing is, oftentimes, and we discussed this only yesterday, we put children in front of the television
Mhm.
or in front of the iPad. We push it in their hands, actually, or we push our phones in their hands. Why? Because we're busy cooking or cleaning and we cannot be disturbed. And in that very moment, we do not know what our children are watching. I'm going to tell you a story. Sherwin had a game on his PSP, a TV series. What was the TV series name? Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the
Family Guy?
Family Guy.
How
Listen,
did I know?
Family Guy, Sherwin had Family Guy, and Sherwin would be in this iPad and he would be having fun. And not once did I, because I see cartoons, so I, it's okay. Listen, when I got down to looking at a Family Guy, I mean, oh my God, Family Guy is for adults.
No,
Yeah.
not even adults. Not even adults. It's not for
I
me.
mean, we are more responsible. This is why I'm saying
No,
adults.
no.
We're more
I'm saying,
responsible.
Marcel,
Yeah.
I think that young man never liked his parents. And so I told my girls, I said, you are not going to look at Family Guy in here.
Mhm.
He
What
was,
about and Peppa Pig and those shows? I don't let my children watch those because Peppa Pig is unmannerly and disrespectful and mean to other people.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you
they already, for
already
me,
named Peppa
this
Pig.
is how I look at it. I look at it as we are born in sin and shapen in iniquity. We already have
mhm.
a propensity to be mean and snobbish and thing with people. I can
And
give
here is
them
it we're saying that it's
something
okay.
to reinforce that. I don't think so. My children have limited things that they would look at. I remember like my daughter would say to me, okay, I would like to watch something. They go on the TV or they if they're looking at it on the tablet, I am searching for it because when you put in certain words, certain things can come up as well, so and then during classes she wants to watch it. I said, no, you having a screen break and all of that. And sometimes, honestly speaking, because as a single mom, you cannot facilitate their activity 100% of
24/7.
the
Yes.
time on
This is
good.
what I'm saying. I said that.
So
This
you
is what I
make
was saying.
sure that if it is that they have to look at the TV, they're looking at a Bible story. So they could look, and even the Bible stories I've noticed. My son in the house with this here, and this is his sword, and they're coming for me. They're coming for me, and I'm going to kill them. And yeah. And when Elena says, I am scared, he would say, don't be afraid, Elena. I'm coming with my sword. I will protect you. Yes.
A better sword.
Even even the Bible stories. And it's bear
Wow.
fighting in here, kicking the walls and thing, because he's a soldier in the Israelite army and the Philistine army come in for him.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, no,
we grew up
it's
in
serious. We
some.
have to be careful. Mommy is saying the phone is the first thing you pick up in the morning and the last thing. And this is no lie,
Mm.
right? I mean, I pick up to see, so now you check the time. I mean, it's all kinds of reasons we give as to why you pick it up, right?
It's not
A
valid.
friend of mine said, somebody said to her that they're not going to use their phone until you pray. You
My
say your
nephew, my
prayer, yes.
nephew.
Until you say your prayer and everything before you actually touch your phone. My mom, she usually before she goes to bed, she put her phone outside. She don't even carry it in her bedroom. This is how serious my mother is, right? She put leave it
My
outside.
phone has to be in my
So,
bedroom.
ah,
I said my phone has to be in my bedroom. What I
mine
do
is
now,
right on the
I put
nightstand.
it like away from the bed. I
Uh
put
huh.
it there, and if we're eating at the table, I try most of the times, and sometimes like if I have a meeting for school or whatever, I will be eating and the phone is near me, listening on the meeting. But you I leave the phone aside. I'm trying to be intentional because I realize that it has a hook. One time I think I mentioned it to Marcel, I think, and I said I feel as though Facebook, I'm not jiving with Facebook. I would like to come off of Facebook. And if I could have, like, just totally disconnect from Facebook because it's as though you're not having meaningful connections there. And it's like you're just scrolling through fast booking, as my friend Rhonda would say. If you're fast booking and you're really not getting any thing. It's like the technology has you so hooked that you have to be intentional
Yeah, but
about.
yes, it's true. And strange as it is, we all would like to, but then for us as Christians, right? What other form is there for us to use to get the message out to
Well, Marcel, you
people?
know that when it comes to Facebook, sometimes 6 months I come off of Facebook and I am not on Facebook and I just take a break because ain't nothing exciting going on there for me like that. So, you just take the break. But
Yes.
learning like you were talking about the children. What I used to do, I give my girls, okay, you have 2 hours, 2 hours per day for your television. All right.
Yeah.
So you home from school, you have 2 hours. You decide if you're gonna have a straight 2 hours, if you're gonna have half an hour in the
Increments.
morning, half in the afternoon, and maybe an hour. You decide how you're gonna spend your 2 hours. Because cause it what it may, you are going to, and um, when they're home, Easter break, summer break, they have to read, they must read, they must, and when they're reading, don't believe that you're just going to bluff me by reading the book. I'm reading the books too. So when I'm asking the questions, hey, don't come telling me, oh, this is what happened. No, that's not what happened in that chapter because I read that,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. And so we need to, like you said, we need to be intentional. We need to be so careful with what our children do. In my class, I had a student on the computer, and I just decided to walk down the aisle and go to the back. He was there playing some dragon something game in my class. How could you do that? And you have work to do? Boy, don't play with me. Uh-uh.
Okay, we'll take a break now, Uncle Augie. Just play something for us. Our time. Oh my goodness, I can't believe the time went by
It's
so
far spent.
yes. Uncle Augie, give us something to lift our spirits. And thank you, Abby, for blowing up the chat. I love it.
I would like
Well,
to go back to her comment though. I want to go
yes,
back
when
to
we
her.
come back, we close off with it. It seems as if we have to pick this up on Monday. It seems as because there's so much to talk about. Because I didn't even get to talk about the fact that our this generation um, are the social. We call them the influencers. You heard that term, right? So thank you, Augie. So go right ahead and
They
give us
call
something to dance.
influenzas.
Yes, yes. They're the yes. Yes.
That's not sitting right with Uncle
Facebook
Augie Marcel.
influencers.
That's not sitting right
Well,
with him.
Yes, they're the ones who got all of us hooked. All right, go ahead.
well, I'm slowly going back to a flip phone, so I don't know about you.
When you find one of
Ah,
them, let me know.
That's a crime.
I
That's
have
a
one here
crime.
already.
Don't do that. That's a crime against humanity. Don't do that.
Okay, well, all right, we're gonna finish this one next week.
Yes, we have this. It's too much to talk about.
Yes, well, this one definitely, this one here, this one definitely goes out to the children. When he cometh to make up his jewels, all his jewels, precious jewels, his love and his own. Like the stars in the morning, his bright crown adorning, they shall shine in their beauty, bright gems for his crown. He will gather the gems for his kingdom. All the pure ones, all the bright ones, his love and his own. Like the stars in the morning, his bright crown adorning, they shall shine like their beauty, bright gems for his crown. Little children who love their Redeemer are the jewels, precious jewels, his love and his own. Like the stars in the morning, his bright crown adorning, they shall shine in their beauty, bright gems for his own. Like the stars in the morning, his bright crown adorning, they shall shine in their beauty, bright gems for his crown, bright gems for his crown.
Oh, Augie, that's a beautiful song. We will
Yeah,
gather
it
bright gems. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Lurlin. That's the question posed. That's the one that you wanted to comment on.
Yeah, I wanted to when she spoke about, she said, "Preach more. The changing world is not only transforming our children's lives, but our own as well. The rat race that we have become trapped in has affected our ability to be present to the needs of the children in many ways." Anyhow, sorry for blowing up the comment section tonight. It's a topic I am passionate about. Thank you for the convo. The what struck me there just now, only this week I was saying, not this week, this is Monday, last week. I was saying that I need to like do some introspection as a mom, you know, this online and how the world is right now. We are oftentimes always connected on the outside. Some meeting, we're teachers, we're doing that. We have, and this week it was, entering marks, comments, and so on. You have to cook, you have to clean, and there isn't anybody else there helping you to do
Mm-hmm.
those things. And as a mom, as a parent, I have had to come to that realization. You say, you know what? I love a clean home and I would like everything to be spick and span, all the dishes washed, clothes folded, and everything. But it's impractical to have all those things on point 100% of the time. And sometimes as parents, I realize, you know what? I need to like release some of these things so that I can, pay more attention to them. And I was at a conference on Sunday, and I remember one of the speakers saying that I had to choose, do I want in the next 10 years, my children are saying, mommy was able to buy me cool shoes sometimes and take me to get this sometimes or whatever? Or do I want them to remember that even though I didn't have anything to eat, mommy was there. She was present. And that really resonated with me. And I think it is something for us adults as parents, not just with our children, with our families and so on. What is it? What's the narrative we want the people or loved ones to have in their minds? Is it that, okay, we always had a lot of food, mommy bought this, daddy did this, whatever? Or do we want that we spend quality time together? And I really appreciate, I think it was Nadine as well who mentioned that Facebook creates this kind of superficial relationship. And I believe even WhatsApp, because now we don't call people, we message, and so on. Even people in the same house messaging each other,
Yes.
you know
Yes. Yes, it's crazy, Lorlin. We have to really continue this conversation next week. We must, because Arundella is talking about friendship and the way we make friends now, right, as against before. And while technology, we enjoy technology for its worth, some of it is really really good, but we really miss a lot of the other stuff. But you talk about
yeah.
learning about your inability to do all these things, and I often say to you, I wish I lived close by. Karen and I would even talk about it a lot of times, right? Where you can send the children over and you could cook for them, and you could just have a day where you just lie down in the house and just don't move, you know, um, because it's impossible to manage job, children, the home. It's just too much. It's just too much, and it can actually send you crazy. Um, and we talk about this the other day in terms of being our brother's keeper, and the roles of the neighbors and all these kinds of things, and we just really really need each other more than ever now. you know um we talked too about the things that people send you, right? People would send me stuff, and I'm saying this out loud, and we have to talk about it another time as well. They would send you message in the morning, God loves you, and you're blessed and beautiful. And then I would in turn, sometimes when I'm in the mood, I would say, good morning to you, do have a blessed day, or how are you doing, or whatever. And these people would not reply, they would not even respond. And I'm saying, stop texting me then. I mean, you send all this blast of things, and you're not communicating with people, you're not making
Be
sense.
careful.
Anyway,
Be
any
careful
last
there
thought?
now. Be careful. So you said, be careful there now. Send off this blast of things. Just
I blast of things,
Right.
meaning.
That's why
The
I'm
play
saying
of
be
words.
careful.
The play of words. Hey, look at that. Look at that that technique that is coming in there. Okay. Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. All right. This has been so beautiful. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You see, Abigail is saying she agrees with you wholeheartedly. We have to continue this next week, guys. Thank you. Any closing thoughts, guys? We over. Uncle Augie.
If
I am
you
ready. I
send
am ready. Sorry, you said Uncle Augie. My name is not
No,
Uncle
no,
Augie.
you can go ahead,
no,
Lauren.
okay, Lauren,
I
ladies,
was going to say that I am ready to have those moments where you really connect with people on a real way. Have a line, have come together, hang out, play games, eat food, cook food. You have to cook it first, right, Karen? And then eat the food and just talk and laugh until your belly hurts, kind of thing.
Yes.
Instead
Last day
of
of belly boss.
this kind of superficial, technological advance, even though it has its place, I think it has caused a major disruption in the quality of
Dysfunction.
our
Yes.
relationship. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Uncle Augie.
Mhm.
if you send me a text for my birthday, I'm sorry for you, I'm not going to respond. That's just the way I am. I will not respond. I don't care. When I go on Facebook and I see all the long list happy, I'm not responding to none of them. But call me, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. So,
And I
Uncle
won't send it
Augie, when
either.
I put up happy birthday on Facebook, you were answering
No,
me.
no, no.
All
But Ollie
right.
is different. If I got your number, then you're obsolete. Then that no longer qualifies. But if I don't have your number, then fine. That's understandable.
Okay.
Augie,
All right. All right.
Augie, Augie. As I would say to them, if Facebook got to remind you when it's my birthday, you are not my friend.
Okay, keep
If
that. Hold
you
that. Hold
if
that.
you cannot tell me what is my mother's name, you are not my friend.
Oh
Exactly.
gosh.
If you cannot say, oh, that's your sister, you are not my friend.
You see what you
Not
have to put
because
with this?
not because we went to school together means that we are friends. Not because we were in the same class, we
Right.
were someplace. No,
I agree.
so you just want to connect with me on Facebook to have, oh, this is what's going on with her. Oh yeah, yeah, this,
Mhm.
come on, man.
True. But I was
You
telling
can.
somebody I have to start deleting friends. Not that I don't like you, like people. Well, sometimes I don't. But you need to start to delete these. And what am I doing with 1,600 friends on
Oh,
Facebook?
go ahead, Lerlin. Go ahead, go
Guys,
ahead.
guys, I thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for tuning in. We had a really, really good time. We had a really good time. Look at Shell. Look at Shell talking about
No,
what-
don't worry with Shell.
No,
Shell,
no,
she
thank
now
you so much.
surfaced.
here.
Shell, I'm
No,
not letting them talk.
Shell
I'm ending
eating
this
egg
right
ball.
now.
No, Shell eating egg ball,
Shall
cassava ball, CDM,
no,
shark, crab,
she should
all
not
kind
even
of things.
be. She should not even be commenting on this platform,
Because
Marcel.
God and
Not
Guyana.
allowed.
Job bucket take it and go. Good night, my friends. We love you so much.
Ah,
Thank you so
Abigail.
much for tuning in tonight. We had a really good time from our children blessing our hearts to our conversation, and it is so we have so much to talk about as it relates to this topic, and I'm so happy that you took the time to come and sit and hang with us. So thank you so much again, and do bring a friend, man. I don't like the fact that y'all don't come and bring a friend,
We'll have giveaways. We we we,
right? You
we
need
will
to
have a
come when you
giveaway.
come, right? Come with your cup of tea and come with a friend. Bring your father, bring your auntie, bring your cousin, bring somebody, all right? And tell me to who they are so that I can shout them out. All right. So thank you again, guys.
Karen, look at the screen. Karen, look at the screen.
Oh, geez, cook up a
Thank you,
fried
Janelle.
fish
Thank you to
tonight.
all the people
You see,
on
you
the
see,
YouTube link. And while you're there, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. And thank you again.
Push the
and
notification bell.
Push notification bell. Cleon, where are you? You need to be telling us that we need to click that notification bell. So thank you again, guys. And
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, good night, good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Examine any profound event in the Bible or in the history of Christianity, and one is sure to recognize the consistently pivotal role of conversational interactions. We see this at play in Genesis, the first book, where through a series of conversations we witness the fall of our species and the expulsion from the Garden of Eden. The conversation between God and man, the conversation between man and woman, the conversation between the woman and the devil, and so on. At the Georgetown Tea House, we know the great importance and pivotal role that conversations often play in our lives on this earth. And thus, we will seek to engage in the types of conversations that are insightful, stimulating,